Hello,
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. I am glad to see you.
You too.
Thank you for dedication your time to my YouTube channel, Boxing on Sundays.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to all our favorite viewers at the beginning of our interview. Uh,
Okay.
and uh, Trinchlet, ScarFace, Merius
Nice to meet you, man.
is a determined and dynamic American amateur boxer, widely recognized for his explosive power, discipline, work ethic, and fearless presence in the ring. A national champion, international champion, and multi-time state champion. He has steadily built a reputation as one of the most promising heavyweight talents in the United States. With sharp technique, relentless pressure, and a champion's mindset, Marius represents the new generation of elite American boxing. Thank you. And
Thank you, man.
first questions. I've been following his journey, uh, your journey since you were just a kid. Your beginnings really inspire me. When did you first walk into a boxing gym as a child?
Well, I walked into a boxing gym. I first walked into Cops and Kids boxing gym when I was around 15, 16, but I didn't stay too long. I was just looking around and kind of just looking at the boxers. I really started training at the gym around 19. I got to see Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington, who's a world champion now. I got to see him box in his amateur days right outside my neighborhood. So seeing him box, I it kind of motivated me, and I wanted to go and into the gym and try to box. So the next day, I just went and started boxing. And since then, I was on and off for a bit, but around 3 years ago, I just started. I said, you know what, this is what I want to do. I have to dedicate myself, and then I just started competing. Almost every week, I was fighting, and then that was it.
Every champion has a starting point, and I know yours shaped you deeply. What inspired you to start boxing at such a young age?
Um, it was really seeing. I used to watch a lot of videos of Mike Tyson fighting and stuff like that. So Mike Tyson was a great thing, and watching Floyd fight. But it was really that day when I seen Bruce Bruce sparring, and I just thought, hey, like I could do this, and it was something that it felt like a calling to me.
I often think about the people who believed in you first. Who was your first boxing coach?
My first boxing coach was Coach Wavy. His name is Benny. He well, actually, my first boxing coach was this guy named Tito. He was a trainer. He was a trainer at Cops and Kids boxing gym, and he was always showing me little things and helping me get in the ring. And then after that, but when I really started my amateur boxing career, it was a guy named Coach Wavy Gravy, Benny Ramon, and he kind of really believed in me and really seen what I was capable of and took me under his wing.
Your early discipline must have been impressive. How many days a week did you train during your first year in boxing?
Wow. Well, the first year I was there 4 or 5 times a week, and still to this day, you know, I'm there 4 or 5 times a week, at least 3 to 4 times a week. I'm there. So that's
Ok, moi je ne comprends pas.
okay.
Alors, il a de WhatsApp. Mettez tout le monde, tout le bagage, ok?
Okay. So etato yap yap.
C'est pas comme d'autres, tu vois, ou pas tout le temps, tu vois, c'est pour ça. Sa me de sak tan ba la, men this one. That's it. Then go get la sala. About
Okay.
the week.
So let my little local day up. Okay, man.
I'll put it one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hello?
Yes, yes. In touch.
So yes, say
Uh,
that again.
how many days a week did you train during your first year in boxing?
Well, I was there almost 4 to 5 times a week. And I really I really I really just even to this till this day I'm there 3 to 4 times a week. So, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of time spent in the gym to do what you have to do. So that was it.
How old were you when you had your first amateur fight?
Wow, when I had my first amateur fight, I was a little old when I had my first amateur fight. I was around like 24, 25, you know. But like I was already in the gym sparring so much that it felt a little natural. I felt I was a lot better than the regular. So I was there a lot in the gym. So I was around 24, 25. I was around 25 when I had my first amateur fight.
Your amateur career built the foundation of who you are today as a fighter. Those early tournaments shaped your champion mentality. What was your very first amateur tournament and how did you perform there?
Well, my very first fight was in an amateur tournament, and it was in the Metros tournament, and I did great. Like I was one of those guys who
I can hear you.
I said my very first
Oh, cool.
amateur tournament. It was in the Met. My very first fights was in an amateur tournament. So those first couple of fights, I did great. Like I was in the gym working hard. I like the first fight I had, I stopped the kid. So it was great. I achieved. I did a lot. It was good.
Information. The information on the box rack is incomplete. Every amateur record tells a story of growth and lessons. What is your full amateur record and which victory means the most to you?
Say that again.
What is your full amateur record and which victory means the most to you?
My full amateur record, I think I'm like probably like I'm like 31-6 or 30-6. So the one that means the most to me will be the Junior Olympics, the Junior Olympics, the Summer Festival Junior Olympic National Tournament. That was one of my first national titles, and then and and then I went on to win the International Havoc tournament. So that was another one. So those two were my first. Those were the ones that meant the most to me.
It's great. You have great achievements. You did a great job. I am delighted. Winning a state title is never easy. It takes discipline and sacrifices.
Mm.
How did you feel after winning your first state championship?
Oh, after I won my first state championship, it felt great. I felt the things that I worked for, I achieved it. So I felt really good.
Becoming a national champion is a different level of pressure and responsibility. What was the toughest fight during your national championship run?
Um, my toughest fight, I would have to say his name was well my toughest fight today was this guy named Malachi Georges. He's on the 2026 um elite USA elite performance. It was one of my toughest fights, and my the, one of the toughest fight of the of the of the Junior Olympics was Bradley Belt. He was a good solid guy, and I had to outsmart him to win.
Muhammad Ali changed boxing forever, and every amateur fighter studies his legacy. When did you first watch Muhammad Ali's fights, and what was your first impression of him?
When I first watched Muhammad Ali's fight, my very first impression was like, he was very crafty. He was very crafty, and I loved the way he spoke. So it was it looked amazing.
Ali's amateur journey is legendary, especially his Olympic gold medal.
Say that again.
How much did Muhammad Ali's Olympic victory inspire your amateur ambitions?
Well, I think Muhammad Ali himself, he was a great idol to the sport. So he inspired a lot of boxers, flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. So he inspired a generation of boxers to to fight swiftly and enjoy the game.
Ali had speed and charisma. Do you try to bring any of Muhammad Ali's style into your amateur fights?
Indeed, I do. Indeed, I do. I try to bring a style of stuff like that. So I try to
Confident.
really keep my footwork going and jab a lot. And not only he had a lot of power, so I try to do replicate that too.
How important is self-belief in amateur boxing, and did Ali influence your mindset?
Well, self belief in this sport is 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 one of the most important things because before the fight, it's a mental battle. So you have to really get your mind on point to to be able to do what you need to do. So you have to believe in your powers, you have to believe in your skills, and you have to believe in yourself.
Ali was never afraid of big stages. Do you feel extra motivation when fighting in major amateur tournaments because of legends like Muhammad Ali?
Yes, of course. Fighting on a big stage is one of those things where the lights are on you, so that's when it's time to work. So it's always an amazing feeling. Obviously, sometimes you're a little scared and you're under pressure, but it's an amazing feeling.
Ali turned amateur success into global greatness. Do you see your amateur achievements as the foundation for becoming a future legend like Muhammad Ali?
100%. I see my amateur career as an inspirational one to to kids all over, and I want to be a world champ. You know what I mean? So I see my amateur career as one of those amateur careers where kids can look at it and be motivated and understand where if you put the perseverance and the time and the effort, you will get to the place that you want to be at.
International tournaments test not only skills but character. What did winning an international championship teach you about yourself?
It's capable of. I was capable and I belonged there. And no matter what I was worrying about, I would persevere.
Facing top-ranked opponents builds real confidence. How did you prepare mentally before fighting the top-ranked amateur in your division?
Um, I did a lot of breathing and a lot of talking to myself and a lot of self motivation. That's all I could be. And I said no matter what I was thinking about, When I got to the ring, I would handle it.
Heavyweight amateur boxing requires both power and intelligence. How did your style evolve throughout your amateur career?
My style, I think it got a little bit better. I got a little bit more comfortable and cocky, and not just cocky, just comfortable. That I was able to do the things that I wanted to, and I looked better. So it evolved every fight. It got a little better every fight.
Every loss in amateur boxing is a lesson. What was the most important lesson you learned from an amateur defeat?
Um, the most important one was hard work speaks talent. So there's times where I just wasn't working hard enough, and I was being lazy, and I lost because not because the guy was better than me, but because you know I was just too relaxed. So that's it.
Yeah. Some fights define a fighter's identity. Which amateur fight made you believe you could become a champion?
Which amateur fight? Um, well, the first fight I had, not the first fight, the first fight I had before I went to the nationals, before I qualified to go to the USA Championships. I fought a guy named Cassius Brooks. He was a knockout artist in New York, and a lot of people didn't believe that I could win the fight, and I felt like I was looking at him, and I felt like I could win it, that he had nothing for me. And that day I went to the fight. The people didn't believe, but that day I fought in front of hundreds of people, and I knocked him out. So I felt like, okay, that's the day that people recognize, okay, I was capable of stopping these guys and beating the best of these guys.
Representing your state and country is a hook honor. What does it mean to you to represent your country in amateur boxing?
It means the world to me to represent the U.S. and represent Haiti and represent my gym and my city. It means the world to me. I enjoy stepping out there being a Haitian American and and representing my country and representing my people and representing my heritage and showing what we're capable of.
Every fighter has idols who influenced his journey. What was your favorite boxer growing up, and why did you admire him?
Well, I really love to watch Andre Ward because he was one of those guys that he focused on mental toughness and being mentally prepared and not letting anybody take anything from you and gaining your respect. And like I really admired that. And so he was one of those technical technical fighters that I really admired just for the way his mind worked.
The first fight was a chess match mixed with drama. Many fans still debate the decision. I talk about Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev 1. How did you score the first Ward versus Kovalev fight?
Um, I think I think I think Andre Ward won. I think for a fighter to get knocked down bad and for him to come back and stay in the pocket and box and do the things that he needs to do, he deserved that win. If a big guy like Kovalev was to knock you down, he wasn't able to finish you, and you were able to outbox him and outsmart him, then you deserve that win. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. A knockdown doesn't define the fight. It's what you do after.
Sergey Kovalev dropped Ward early, but Ward adapted. What impressed you more in the first fight? Kovalev power or Ward's adjustments?
I think Ward's adjustments definitely impressed me way more than his power because boxing is a thinking man's sport, a mental sport. So it's like you have to adjust on the spot. You have to adjust, and that's what boxing is about. Nothing else.
Underworld is known for his ring IQ, and mental strength. What tactical change did you notice Ward make after the knockdown in Fight 1?
I think after that knockdown, he he was where he needed to be when he needed to be. He didn't he kept his hands up. He he played the inside where he needed to be. He didn't let Kovalov just bully him around. He made the right adjustments.
The rematch had a completely different intensity. Did you expect Ward to finish Kovalev in the second fight?
I didn't expect it, but I could see how because one thing I noticed about Kovalov is that even Ward said it that he didn't give Ward any credit. And guys like that, when you lose and you can't give your opponent any credit, you'll lose again because he won for a reason. He did those things for a reason. So sometimes you take a loss. I can't say, oh, I can't blame him, blame and say, oh, blame the judges or blame this person, blame that person. I have to blame myself. And Kovalov didn't. He talked a lot and he didn't give Ward any credit.
The body shots in the rematch were controversial. Do you believe the stoppage in Ward versus Kovalev 2 was fair? Was fair?
Say that again.
Do you believe the stoppage in Ward versus Kovalev 2 was fair?
Okay. Yes. Say
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I believe it was fair. It was a body shot. He didn't hit him low.
That rivalry was about skill, agile, and legacy. Who do you think won the psychological battle between Ward and Kovalev?
Ward won. He was mentally there.
Both fights were masterclasses in different styles. What lesson can an amateur boxer learn from the Ward versus Kovalev rivalry?
Well, any amateur boxer can learn that it's all about the adjustments that you make in the fight. You have to be ready to make the adjustments. And boxing is a mental sport, it's not just about power. It's about thinking. It's a thinking man's sport.
Ward retired undefeated after their match. Do you see Ward's victory over Kovalev as a defining legacy moment?
Yeah, I see it. I think that was a defining legacy moment. At the time, there was nobody else for him to fight. He was cleaning out this division, and I feel like when you get to a certain point, you stop boxing. You don't let boxing stop you.
Kovalev was considered one of the most feared punchers at the time. How would you personally approach fighting a puncher like Kovalev?
I think fighting a guy like Kovalov, I think you bring the fire to him. You don't let him dictate the pace. You don't let him dictate his punches. You don't let him do what he wants to do. If he likes coming forward, you have to push him back. Anything that he likes to do, you make sure he doesn't do it.
Sometimes we copy our heroes before creating our own identity. Did you ever try to imitate your favorite boxer style in your early amateur fights?
100%. I've tried to imitate Andre Ward, Floyd, and all of them. But I think the best thing to do is take a little bit from each and build your own style.
Heavyweight boxing has produced many legends with different styles. Which heavyweight style do you respect the most?
I think I expect Usyk style the most.
Ooh.
He's a cruiserweight that went up to heavyweight. He's light-footed and he has power and he has a lot of boxing IQ and skills. I respect that a lot.
Usyk is not just a champion. He is a symbol of Ukrainian boxing. What does Alexander Usyk mean to you personally as a Ukrainian fighter?
I think Alexander Usyk is one of those fighters who's confident, knows his skills, and he's I don't like he's an amazing just like Sergey Devchenko. He's an amazing. They're both those two guys are amazing fighters, and those and they're very respectful and kind. So I like those guys a lot.
Usyk's footwork and ring IQ are on another level. What technical element of Usyk's style do you admire the most?
I would say his footwork.
Footwork. He always stays calm under pressure. How important is mental strength in becoming a champion like Usyk?
Um,
Usyk moved from cruiserweight to heavyweight and still dominated. Do you believe adaptability is the key to long-term success in boxing?
Yes, I think you have to adapt. You have to be able to adapt. So I think yes, I think so.
Alexander Usyk is known for his discipline and work ethic. What daily habits do you think are necessary to reach Usyk's level?
You have to dedicate a lot of time.
Yes. And next questions. Power can intimidate opponents before the first bell rings. Do you believe your punching power is your biggest weapon?
Um, I think my punching power is a weapon. I don't think it's my biggest. I think I'm very adaptable, and in the ring, I'm mentally strong. And I think a lot of these guys, when before I'm fighting them, they don't think I'm strong. So my strength surprises them when I hit them. So I think I'm accurate. I'm accurate, and I'm very awkward. So I think my my biggest my biggest thing is my awkwardness.
Some fighters dominate with defense, others with pressure. Do you consider yourself more of a pressure fighter or a counterpuncher?
I think I'm whatever I need to be when I'm in the ring. So whatever I need to be in that moment, that's what I am.
Great fighters adapt to different opponents. How do you adjust your style when facing a taller and more experienced opponent?
Well, if I'm fighting a taller opponent, I know I have to be in his face and I have to be at his chest and I have to be able to push him back. So if I'm fighting a taller opponent, I'm right there with him. I'm right in his face and I'm fighting there with him. I'm right in range to hit and move around and do angles and stuff like that.
American boxing legacy. American boxing has produced some of the greatest fighters in history. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, many fighters. What makes American boxing culture different from the rest of the world?
I think it's the skill set that American boxers have. So we I don't American I don't know how to really say it. American boxers, they just have the skill and the grit that they have is different. The coaching is a little different, and we're a little flashy. So I think that's it. That's it.
Many legendary champions come from the United States. Which American boxer influenced you mindset the most?
Andre Ward.
Oh. American boxing is known for athleticism and confidence. Do you think American fighters have a unique mentality in the ring?
Yes, I do think so. I think they're very confident, and they think, you know, they're mentally they're very confident and strong. So I think it's pretty unique.
Training camps in the United States are intense and competitive. How does sparring in American gyms prepare you for elite competition?
Well, sparring in American gyms, everybody thinks they're somebody, so it's a lot of high level stuff going on.
The United States has deep competition in heavyweight division. Do you believe in internal competition makes American boxers stronger?
Say that again?
Do you believe internal competition makes American boxers stronger?
Yeah, I feel like we fight with a bunch of different athletes in America, so we get a little bit of everything.
American boxing also carries big media attention. How important is media presence for a modern American fighter?
Well, media is one of those things where you need it to you need people to know you and understand who you are, or these promotions company won't try to sell you. So it's good to have a lot of media is a big thing because you have to be able to build your image and build who you are.
Many world championships are built in the USA amateur system. What is the biggest advantage of growing up in American boxing?
Biggest advantage, I would it's just the people that there's so many different type of fighters. You get to see everything and everyone, not one style. You get to see everything.
American boxing blends power and technique. Do you see yourself representing the future of American heavyweight boxing?
Yes, I do.
The United States has a long tradition of champions who change history. What legacy do you want to leave in American boxing?
I want to leave a legacy inside the ring and outside the ring. So I want to motivate a whole lot of kids. I want to do a lot of things for my community, and I want to beat a lot of people up in the ring.
And for decades, the heavyweight division was dominated by American fighters, but recently the landscape has changed. Why do you think there are fewer American heavyweight championship in professional boxing today?
Um, you know, I think things change, but it'll come back. It'll come back soon. So American heavyweight boxing is back on the up, and there are a lot of big American heavyweights on the way, like myself or Price Taylor. So a bunch of great fighters. I'm actually Yeah.
In the past, United States heavyweights ruled the division for years. Do you believe the talent pool in the US has shifted toward other sports? American football.
No, I think the time is now, and we'll see in the future. I don't think so.
Uh, Sports like basketball and football attract many elite athletes in America. Do you think boxing loses potential heavyweights to the NFL or NBA?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a bunch of great fighters, and only the future can tell what's gonna be.
European heavyweights have risen strongly in the last decade. What advantage do European heavyweights currently have over American ones?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they have any crazy big advantage or any advantage at all. I think maybe they're promoted a lot better, but I think maybe they have a stronger fan base. But I don't think they have any crazy anything that's crazy advantage. I think we just have to stay disciplined. Maybe they're a little bit more disciplined.
Do you think today's American heavyweights are as hungry as the legends of the past?
Uh, no, of course I don't think they're as hungry. You know, the legends of the past were fighting for dimes. You know what I mean? They're fighting for pennies. So I think it's when you're fighting for pennies and trying to feed your family, you're a lot hungry and you're doing 15 rounds. But I think but I think it's still the hunger is still there, you know? And I think boxing is a business now where we don't want to fight for pennies and we won't fight for pennies. You know what I mean? So that's it.
Do you believe a new dominant American heavyweight era is coming?
100%.
Do you see yourself as part of the revival of American heavyweight boxing?
Well, when I turn professional, I'll be a light heavyweight, but yeah, I do see that.
Moses Itauma, superstars of today's. Moses Itauma is considered one of the brightest young heavyweight stars today. How would you approach a fight against Moses Itauma stylistically?
Moses is a great fighter and a big dude. I think guys like him, you just have to outbox him. You know, by guys like him, they believe in their power and they believe that they can't get hurt. Or so you have to be very technical. You have to outbox him. And you got to be hungry.
He is known for his speed and explosive combinations. What would be your main tactical adjustment against his speed?
You don't have to worry about my speed, my footwork, the things that I bring to the table.
Так.
You know, there's so much heavyweights out here where the media can make it make you think that this someone's so special. But I know heavyweights out here that are amazing talents that just don't have the coverage. You know, Price the Price is Right Taylor is a great American heavyweight, but he just hasn't gotten the opportunity to fight these big guys or or be in a certain light. So I don't think any of these guys are special. I think we just need our moment.
Many people see him as a future of the division. Do you believe you could neutralize his strength inside the ring?
100%.
Так. Heavyweights fights can change with one punch. Do you think your power would be the deciding factor against Itauma?
I think I think it'll be my boxing ability. But I'm also when I turn pro, I wouldn't be fighting Moses because I'll be a light heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight right now as an amateur. But if he was to be fighting at my weight at 178 pounds or a cruiserweight, then yes, I think my skill will outskill him.
In the heavyweight division, everyone is looking for that one clinical shot that ends the night. What your what's your go-to punch to finish a fight?
Body
Oh,
shots. I slow him down and then I knock him out.
так.
But I'm actually on the road right now, so I'm gonna have to move my car really soon.
Likes Agit Kabayel. Так. Being a heavyweight means carrying a lot of expectations. People always expect a knockout. How do you handle the pressure of being in this division?
Work hard.
The heavyweight history is legendary,
Yes.
built by icons like Ali, Tyson, and Lewis.
My phone is actually going to die. So I don't. My phone's gonna die right now. So I don't want it to just cut off. And so I'm just letting you know.
People only see the lights and the fight, but they don't see the grind behind closed doors. What does your daily training routine look like?
I'm just training in the gym 24/7. But I do want to. My phone's gonna die, so maybe we can continue this meeting another time.
Yes,
You understand?
yes.
My phone is gonna die.
Oof. Um, we can continue uh, next day.
Okay.
Так. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Glad to see you. Thank you for
Nice
joining.
nice to see you too.
We will continue our interview and next next questions.
Yeah.
What do you think about heavyweight right now? Heavyweight division.
I think the heavyweight division is very exciting and it's still one of the best divisions in boxing. So I think it's an exciting division.
Oh. And what do you think about Agit Kabayel?
Who?
Agit Kabayel, Kurdish champion.
I'm not familiar with him.
Ah, I understand. A true champion grows after success. How did how did your title change you as a fighter?
Um, it may have made me more confident, more confident in my skills, allowed me to know that I belonged in there. But I released the hard work in the gym that changes you.
You have many titles. You are national champion, international champion, five-state champion. Which is closer to the heart?
I would say the national championship was closer to the heart because it was my first national chip, and it felt great.
Tell me about how you won a title.
We flew out to Las Vegas for the Junior Olympics, and I flew out there with a sponsorship called Keep Fighting, which is an amazing sponsorship ran by Tammy, and she sponsored my flight and well, she sponsored my hotel and my stay. So it was great. It was a great experience. We got to experience Las Vegas and fight some of the best in the country.
You are five state champion. Winning is one thing, defending is another. Was defending that title harder than winning it?
Yes, because I think same way you want it, a lot of people want it. So a lot of people come with a chip on their shoulder and they want to win, so nobody's gonna lay down for you. So I think it's still hard, because people are trying to build their name off you. But it's all right. It's a great experience and a great thing to defend your name and fight.
What was your most challenging fight on the way to becoming a five-time state champion?
My most challenging fight was um well, the most challenging fight um I don't know. It was maybe Xavier Wilcher was a good fight within the state. Xavier Wilcher was a good fight, and that was pretty much it. Maybe on a national level, it was Malachi Georges, but it was after that, everything was pretty calm.
Family reactions often matter more than public praise. Who did you think about first when you won that title?
Um, I didn't really think about anybody to. I didn't really think about anybody. I was just happy that I won. That was it.
I have been following your success for a long time, and I am truly impressed by your determination. Your career is a great example of how hard work turns into major titles. What was your most challenging fight on the way?
Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I can't hear you too well.
What was your most challenging fight on the way?
On the way where?
To becoming a champion.
Um, I guess it was Malachi Georges, Bradley Belt, Xavier Wilcher. These guys were great fighters.
Так. To many of your followers, you are a true model of discipline and incredible physical form. I would be very interested to know more about the behind the scenes of your preparation process. What does your typical training day look like to stay ranked in the USA?
Well, typical training is a lot of shadow boxing, a lot of jump rope, hitting the bag, and just working on technique. I'm lucky to have a gym with amazing sparring partners like Arjan, um, and a bunch of other the Price Taylor, Big Baby Miller. I have like even Sergey Devachenko. I have a lot of great sparring partners and people to help me get prepared.
Sergey Derevyanchenko versus Triple G. What do you think about that fight?
I think Well, I think that was a good fight. I think Sergey. I like to say that Sergey won that fight. I think he did enough. I don't know. That's just boxing.
Derevyanchenko. Was the Derevyanchenko convicted?
Say that again.
Robert. Derevyanchenko Robert.
Say that again.
Robbery.
Yeah, I would think so.
Being ranked 2 heavyweight in the USA is an incredible achievement that commands great respect. I am sure that with your talent, reaching the top spot is only a matter of time. What are your main goals for the year?
Um, I just want to get in amazing shape and and learn the game a lot better. And I'm just ready for my skills to level up and develop.
I noticed the Gaiti flag in your profile, and it adds a special meaning to your athletic personality. It's always interesting to see how national identity is reflected in an athlete's spirits. How does your heritage influence your boxing style and motivation?
I think I have a lot of pride in it, and then I'm just happy to be Haitian and happy to be American, and I just want to represent my country.
Your success at both national and international levels inspires many young people who are just starting their journey. Your professional opinion could be a crucial guide for them. What advice would you give to young boxers who want to achieve such high results?
I'll say be very be honest with yourself, be truthful. Don't overrate yourself or underrate yourself to perform at a better level. And always be honest with yourself and work hard, stay in the gym, and just really be honest with what you're capable of and what you're doing, so you're not surprised by it.
I can't hear you.
Just really be honest with
Oh,
yourself and be honest with yourself about what you're capable of, so you don't overestimate and you know what you need to work on, and just stay in the gym. That's it.
you have already achieved everything possible at the amateur level. Many fans, including myself, are wondering when we will see you in the professional ring. Do you plan to turn professional soon?
Yes, I'm planning to turn professional pretty soon, probably within this year.
Ooh. And next questions. Boxing requires not only physical strength, but also incredible mental toughness. I've always wondered what the hardest part of this sport is for you personally. What is more difficult, the physical training of the or the mental weight of a fight?
I think the mental is the biggest part. You have to be mentally strong and mentally prepared to fight another human being and come out victorious. So I think it's the mental.
Watching your fights, I notice how well you adapt to different styles in the ring. I am curious about how much time you spend studying your opponent's weakness before a match. How do you usually prepare your strategy for a specific opponent?
I think I watch a couple of videos of them, but I know what I'm capable of, and I just it's really basic. Sometimes you could tell the way a person fights and the way a person thinks, the way he fights. But some people are mostly worried about what they're gonna do to you and not what you're gonna do to them. So I think once I get that aspect of what type of personality they have, then that's when I take my win.
The intensity of your fights is amazing, but the recovery process is just as important for a long career. I'd love to hear how you take care of your body and mind after a tough competition. What is your favorite way to recover and relax after a big fight?
Sometimes I go get something to eat. Sometimes I just take a nap, rest, hit the sauna, or even hit the hot tub and just get a massage and relax.
Every great fighter has their own special habits to get in the zone for a win. I am curious if you have any specific rituals you do just minutes before stepping into the ring.
No, I don't have no specific rituals.
The music a boxer walks out to always creates an incredible atmosphere in the arena. I noticed you pay attention to details in your profile, so I wonder how you choose your track. How do you pick the music for your ring walk?
For my ring walk, it would probably be different. But the things I'm listening to, I listen to a lot of Amo piano, and Afro beats, which is like a lot of dancing, a lot of moving. So, so stuff like that, things like that. Sometimes I listen to 50 Cent, Mini Men, and stuff like that. So I think it depends on the day and how I'm feeling.
Your nickname ScarFace sounds very powerful and intimidating for opponents. I wonder if there is a specific story behind why you choose this name for your boxing career. What is the story behind your nickname Scarface?
I mean, I got scars on my face, so that's what it is. I have a bunch of scars on my face, a bunch of marks from here to my head. So that's what it is.
I noticed that your support project like environmental food restoration in your bio. It's great to see a professional athlete giving back to the community and making a difference. Can you tell me more about your involvement in these social projects?
Well, environmental hood restoration is a nonprofit. My brother Franco Bilal, and I've worked on and we created, and it's during Corona we were thinking about how we can help the community, and we noticed that a lot of the communities need food, so we started giving food pantries, and then from the food pantries we were doing every week, we wanted to give back to the kids, and we want the kids to have something to do. So back in the days we would skate a lot, so we wanted to create skating programs and boxing programs. So we did little events and giveaways and stuff like that so the kids can have a good time and enjoy themselves. One thing that I really do enjoy, like with what I do in boxing, is that I can give back to the community and I can give the community I can give the kids like a good role model and something to look at, you know. So I love giving back and I love doing things with the kids and being a proper role model for them, you know. That's really my passion. I love the kids having something to look up to.
You did a great job. I respect you. Staying in peak condition as a heavyweight requires not only training, but also a perfect nutrition plan. I am curious about what a champion's diet looks like when preparing for a big fight. What is the most important part of your nutrition during training camp?
Well, during training camp, I eat a lot of. I don't. Well, I don't overeat. So I would eat a lot of fish, a lot of a lot of like chicken breast, broccoli, stuff like that. A lot of vegetables and stuff like that. A lot of fruits. So just eating really healthy and clean and light.
Behind every great champion is a strong team that supports them during the toughest times. The role of coach in boxing is often crucial for achieving high results like yours. How much of your success do you attribute to your coaching team?
Um, I think I give a lot of success to my team and my coach. A lot of it just because they've helped me get through some things and they've helped me train a lot and they just been there for me, so I give them a lot of the credit.
Your training videos show incredible power and hand speed. Many people would like to know the secret to achieving such explosive power in the heavyweight division. What is your favorite exercise for increasing punching power?
Well, so I think for punching power is it's not really about how strong you are, but how you can get power from one end to the other. So the twerk in your hips, from your toes to your hips to your shoulders, you have to know how to get power from one end to the other. Just rotational exercises.
You are already an international champion, and this opens doors to the biggest arenas in the world. I am curious to know which country or legendary stadium you dream of fighting is next. Where in the world would you most like to have a big fight?
I don't know, maybe Wembley.
Oh, Wembley. And Olympic Games. Olympic Games. You have already reached incredible heights at the national level as a multi-time champion. Many of your fans see you as a future Olympian who can bring gold to your country. Is competing in the Olympics one of your main career goals?
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing the Olympics. I'm not too sure if we're gonna do it, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
The 2028 Summer Olympics will be held in Los Angeles, which makes them very special for American boxers. Competing in a home Olympics is a dream that could become a reality for you. Are you aiming for the Los Angeles 2028 Games as your ultimate goal?
Yeah, I think so.
Having the chance to represent your country at the Olympics is the highest honor for any athlete. Being reckoned to heavyweight in the USA makes you one of the top contenders for the team. What would it mean to you personally to represent your nation at the Olympics Games?
It would mean everything. It would be a wonderful honor. I would love to do that. So yeah, it would mean everything to me.
And final question. You have already written your name in the history of American boxing as a multi-time champion. When the time comes to look back on your career many years from now, how do you want to be remembered, not just as a boxer, but as a person? What do you want your ultimate legacy in boxing to be?
Um, I I want to be looked at and considered a role model for everyone around me and the kids around me, and someone that brought value to his community. That's what I want. I want them to know I brought value to my community, value to my people, and I represented kids all over the world, and I represented the kids in my country, the kids from my neighborhood, the kids that couldn't be there. So I just want them to remember that I was an honest man, and I was a very courageous man and confident man, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, champ. I really appreciate you taking the time to share your story and goals. Your hard work and dedication are truly inspiring, and I'll be rooting for you in every single fight. Go get that gold. You deserve it. If you want to see the make of a future champion, you must follow this profile. Don't miss any of his training session or fights. The journey to the top is happening right here. Subscribe now and show some support for a real warrior. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, man.